Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you ask and so Red Earth Goddess delivers. This is Goddess Durga, Goddess of Motherhood and of victory of good over evil. You will find her as the Mother Goddess in Hinduism. And before I get started, I just like to note and to state I've got some candles going on in the back with some patchouli incense and a nice fine glass of red wine. The wine that I am drinking is the Apothic Dark Red Blend. You can't see it, but that's what that is. So, this is, the goddess Durga is basically the Hindu version of Ishtar, Inanna, Astrik, Astarte, Venus, Aphrodite, and the list goes on. Hathor, Sekhmet, Isis. They are all one entity. They are all one feminine and masculine aspect of the Shakti. Okay, which is an empowered female being, human incarnation of an empowered spiritual being. Now, I don't know about you, but when we go from, it looks as though in Hinduism and Buddhism you'll find empowered goddesses, but when you slowly go to the Middle East and to the you'll find that the goddesses turn into prostitutes, the empowered ones are prostitutes, and then all of a sudden, or they're condemned by so-called bearded prophets, okay? So let's get this party started. Durga, Bengali Durga, is the form of Mother Goddess in Hinduism. There are many incarnations of Goddess Durga: Kali, Renu, or Renuka, Bhagwati, Bhavani, Ambika, Lalita, Gauri, Kundalini, Jaya, Rajeshwari, and has 9 appellations: Skandamata, Kushmanda, Shailaputri, Kalaratri, Brahmacharini, Mahagauri, Katyayani, Chandraghanta, and Siddhidatri. A list of the 108 names that is used to describe her is very popularly in use by the Hindus and is called Ashtotara Shatanamavali of Goddess Durga. Now, if you know anything about Hinduism, the Hindus chant their mantras, of course in Sanskrit, and so do some forms of Buddhists. They pray in Sanskrit as well, but the Hindus, their mantras consist of 108 times. In numerology, that equals to 9. 9 is the completion. 9 is the end of a cycle. Okay? So you'll find that they'll chant something or they'll do something 108 times. Also, that what I'd like to know about her is, during the goddess times, I feel that this is how it all began, and man just started becoming exceptionally envious of her power and decided to overpower woman and to make her submissive. Okay, there's other interpretations of this as we are the children of Lilith. Rather, the submissive ones are the children of Eve. And now this is an Abrahamic religious aspect of understanding this, okay? Not that I'm saying I agree with it, but I'm just informing you that that is their understanding of why and how they want the strong females to submit, all females to submit to man. The historian Rama Prasad Chanda wrote in 1916 the following treatise about the ideological development of Goddess Durga from the primitive goddess to her current form. Okay, let's... The Devi Puranas state that Durga is the warrior manifestation of goddess Adishakti. Durga means the invincible one. Therefore, goddess Adishakti is the divine mother of the universe who had taken birth on earth as Parvati to win and woo Shiva. Lalita Sahas Ranamam bestows Durga as a name of her, indicating that Lalita is none other than a form of Ma Adishakti Parvati. Durga is the supreme soul, otherwise called Shakti. Durga, Shakti, basically is trying to say the spirit that can never die. Okay, you know when they say when you go to the underworld, your soul has a big chance of splitting, breaking, dying. Okay? Hence why they say the heavenly abode up there, up in the ethers, whatever these Abrahamic faiths believe is heavens, right? The heavens and the lower chakras is, or the, no, sorry, not the lower chakras, but the lower realms is hell where you suffer and your soul is broken. Well, the Durga and the Shakti is never dying, okay? Your soul cannot die. Primordial cosmic energy. As such, she's the original cause of all the present or past worldly occurrences. Remember, please go back to my Armenian symbolism and geometrical patterns video. Please, thank you. I also mentioned that Armenians are the root to Indo-European cultures. The Armenians are an Aryan race, or an Armenoid race. Okay, there's so much more to that. I've also mentioned many years prior, I was in shamanic communities, initiated into spiritual things, and I was shown, before I was even aware of so-called Hindu and Egyptian and all these goddesses and gods, before I even was acquainted with them, I was shown myself and I was told that I am an aspect of a 10-faced mother goddess. And then that is when one of the people in the group immediately was shown, you know, they were all showing me these stuff, okay? So what this is basically trying to say is there will always be human incarnations that have been able to achieve a numerous amount of that cosmic Shakti energy, okay? Which is creation. Especially when you're born on a certain numerological vibration or pattern or frequency coupled by an astrological, then you're bound to hit it higher or more thoroughly than another individual. It also helps that you're an old soul, because that which you have accumulated in the past is stronger and easy, not easier, but you know, you've done it so much in the past that you're able to do it again in the next life. But, you know, it had been reversed, remember? Durga is the supreme soul, otherwise called Shakti, primordial. Yeah, we read that. Oh, another thing that I wanted to say was the Abrahamic faiths, you know. There's so much I haven't told you guys. I don't know if you're ready to hear it. But I was literally shown what happened to my ancestry before I knew any of this physical information. I mean, mind you, I read about it when I was 15 and I knew the documents and stuff, but when you see it, when you experience it, when you're in that realm, when you're having your DNA cleansed, when you're having your DNA you know, like I said, I was in these mystery school stuff, and the whole thing repeated itself, and it was shown to me what happened to my ancestry. And rest assured, it was the Abrahamic faiths that fucked everything. Hence when and how I was slowly, well actually not very slowly, it started happening right after, where I was attacked by those Zionists and those religious fanatics, Muslims, Christians. Don't think Christians are any different. As such, she's the original cause of all the present or past worldly occurrences. From Durga, all phenomenon of creation, existence, and destruction is generated. Through the emergence of two triads of supreme powers. The masculine Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. That is the trinity of the masculine. The trinity of the feminine is Tridevi, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati, which is the Shakti. Let's lower this. Which coincides very well, again, with that video of the Armenian geometrical patterns, where Harach says 3. The symbology comes in 3. Remember, Armenian art, Armenian paintings, Armenian past, our culture, our DNA line has been passed down through our rug work, pottery, dances, culture. So it's hidden in the symbology, the patterns. He mentions 3. So what is that 3? That 3 is the feminine trinity and the masculine trinity. Different terms, all referring to the same concept referenced above, are Adishakti, Paramatma Shakti, or Adi Parashakti. Durga is believed to create and control 2 types of power: natural, Atma Shakti, Prakrutika Shakti, Pancha Maha Bhuta Shakti, etc. General, Jada Shakti, Tama Shakti. Durga, as the mother of the universe, provides man with the opportunity for salvation and enjoyment of life. Now, this is where you see Islam rape the women, rape the children, and it's written in the Quran, when you rape a virgin, when you sleep with a child, taking a Christian woman, whatever, a Yazidi woman, God will grant you heavens. Allah will grant you heavens. If you take a virgin, you'll be granted this. It's all a twisted plot of this stuff, okay? Remember, it's been said that Shiva is Allah. Shiva is the God of the Quran. That's been said. He's Pitta, he's Shiva, but this is their understanding. They don't admit it, but this is in an understanding form, okay? And also Durga is, Kali, Durga, is also in Islam, because you cannot have Shiva with a Shakti. You cannot have Shiva with a Kali and Durga. You cannot have Islam without the divine feminine, without the mother goddess. And because they know they can't, what they do is they kidnap women and children, and they take the Shakti out of the women and the children. Do you understand me? Which is a form of the divine feminine, which is the form of the Durga, the Kali, and force them to submit to their wishes. Okay? And they know this very well, but they will not easily admit it. Durga, as the mother of the universe, provides man with the opportunity for salvation and enjoyment of life. Vyasa, the eminent sage and poet of Devi Bhagavata Purana, has aptly stated, Rudha Hinam, Vishnu Hinam, Na Vadanti, Jana Statha, Shakti Inam, Yathaskarbe, Bro Bodhanti Naradamam. This verse translates loosely as, powerless persons are despised as mean persons. Yeah. Do you understand? Let's listen. Let's hear that one more time. Let's turn this music off for a second. Let's hear that one more time. Quotations. In quotations, this is a verse. Okay, you will find this in the sage and poet Devi Bhagavata Purana, has aptly stated in Sanskrit. That's not important, but I'm going to say the verse translates loosely as, powerless persons are despised as mean persons. So by being devoted to the Supreme, we should be strong and powerful by her grace. Okay, now Let's go back to Batel el Zidis. Let's go back to goddess worshipping times. Let's go back to the Middle East right now. Let's go back to the crucifixion of the Assyrian women, the Yazidi women, the Armenian women. Powerless persons are despised as mean persons. When you rape a woman, which is clearly what they are doing and have been doing for eons, they are being seen as powerless. And because they are being seen by these egoistical, disgusting rapist pigs as powerless, they are despised as mean persons. So what do? They rape them from their power. They rape their Shakti. They take their spiritual powers. They take their spiritual knowledge and claim that it is coming from their Allah. They claim that it's coming from Jesus. They claim that it's coming from El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai. And then, because they're powerless persons and they're despised because they're powerless, they are turned into witches. They are demons. They are prostitutes. They are whores. And they are sex slaves. Do you understand where this is going? So, by being devoted to the Supreme, we should be strong and powerful by her grace. So said the intelligent. But are they intelligent? Not so much. The Shiva Purana gives an account of the origin of Durga. At the beginning of time, Shiva invoked Durga. At the beginning of time, Shiva invoked Durga. The Magi, the magician. Going back to the high priestess and the magus. Going back to Aries. The primordial energy from his left half to create. This goes back to twin flames. This goes back to the Adam and Eve situation story. This goes back to Lilith and Adam. This goes back to Lilith and Samael. Together they created their eternal abode. Shiva Loka, also known as Kashi. Thereafter they created Vishnu and Brahma. As per the Shiva Purana and Devi Mahatmya, am I reading that right? Mahishasura, son of the demon Ramba, unleashed a reign of terror on earth. When the gods intervened, Mahishasura defeated them, banishing them from heaven. Remember, when they say heaven, it doesn't necessarily mean an actual heaven after death. It is the ethereal realms. It is the Akasha. It is the energetic realm. The creation of the Shakti. Okay? So people have incarnated again on earth right now because they know that the new age of the Aquarius has begun. So they try to repeat that enslavement of the people, of women, of the divine feminine, all over again, because they've done it for so long. But what is going to happen is it's going to shift and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand me? It's not going to happen anymore. The universe is seeking its balance and its justice, and it's not going to happen anymore. As per the Shiva Purana and Devi Mahat... Okay, we read that. Defeated them from heaven. Yes, we read that. Sorry. The vanquished gods went to the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the Trinity. As they narrated their woeful tale, an immense mass of light manifested from Lord Vishnu's mouth. This was joined by similar rays that emerged from the enraged faces of gods. This mass of light transformed into a woman. The gods bestowed gifts of divine weapons to this woman, who was Adi Parashakti, manifested as Durga to slay Mahishasura, which is also the Holy Spirit in the Christian Bible, which is also the Shekinah in the Hebrew, Other sources say that Durga did not arise from the Devas as she was a form of goddess Adishakti. The mother took birth on earth as Parvati to be united with her lord Shiva after marriage. Now, for these Abrahamic faiths to call Inanna or Ishtar a whore or a prostitute when she is married to a husband. Just like Parvati or Durga is married to her Shiva, she is married. She has every right to have sex with her husband. She's fertile. Okay? But when you are kidnapping her and her descendants, and you're having them raped, and you see them as powerless, all of a sudden she's a prostitute, she's a whore, she's a demon, and she's a witch. I need some music, guys. I'm a little too fucking passionate. Guys, don't get me started with this stuff because I'll never stop. Do you get me? Look at the line in the background, eh? With the triangle going downwards. Ha 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 ha. Beautiful, beautiful. Should get that as a tattoo. It's called Dark Ambient. There's an 8-pointed star there with an eye. If you want to look it up, it's Sephiroth Cathedron full album that I'm listening to. People ask me that I'm so like into like this ambient type of music. I like dark ambient music. So I'm just letting you know. Okay, so the mother took, yeah, we read that. Shiva helps Parvati realize and gain control of her powers as Adishakti, the pure energy of the universe. Just like any real man, a real man allows his woman to evolve and to grow with him. He does not get her on her knees to bow down to him. Another thing that I'd like to say is, in the Hindu aspect, Shiva is actually the male aspect of the divine feminine. He is the moon. He is the blue. He is the darker aspect. He is the divine feminine in a physical man's body. And Parvati, Durga, the Shakti, is skin color, which is made up of the earth, with a female body, but she is the sun. She is the solar. That is why when you see pictures of Shiva and Shakti as the twin flame on that tree, the DNA, he is on the left side and she is on the right side of the DNA double helix form. Therefore, when we say divine feminine, it doesn't necessarily mean a male is masculine and a female is feminine. Your spirit, your DNA is intertwined together. It doesn't mean anything. I am feminine just as much as I am masculine. Sometimes I'm more masculine because I'm made up of fire. My body's made up of fire. My mind is made up of fire. The way I go about life, my understanding of life is very feminine. But my overall makeup is masculine. Hence why a lot of men have trouble forming relationships with me. They have trouble sustaining relationships with me because they find that my masculinity is very dominant and I am a very dominant person, and they realize they are not that much masculine compared to myself, and it fucking pisses them off. They can't handle it. Do you understand me? They cannot handle it. I'm getting really truthful here, and I want to get truthful here because I'm staying in my integrity. I'm staying in my authenticity, and it is this way. Okay? And then they'll try to brush it off with their friends when I'm not around. They'll try to brush it off, I'm just trying to, the way I see her is that she looks like she's somebody that would be really good in bed or whatever, or she's a good layer or whatever. Oh, honey, after 5 years, after 10 years, you're still looking for me for a one night? Come on. Who are you feeling? Who are you fooling? Your friends? Your friends can see it. You know what I mean? That makes no sense. That makes no fucking sense. It means I'm a good teacher and I'm teaching you a good lesson. That's what that means. The pure energy of the... Later on, she slays Mahish Asura as Durga and Raktabija as Kali. So Kali, you know, she comes out of her third eye as a really strong force of dark, chaotic, kinetic energy of this makeup of the dark aspects of this universe, which is that before creation. So if Durga is creation, she manifests Kali out of her third eye, which is an aspect of herself, which is that before creation, to swallow up in that black hole and to recreate, to destroy, to transmute, to transform. So Durga, armed with celestial weapons, gifted by the deities and decked with divine ornaments, Durga rode into the battlefield and challenged the demons for battle. Mahishasura's entire army, led by demons like Chikshur, Chamar, Asiloma, Vidalaksha, Durdara, Durmukha, Mahahanu, and many more attacked Durga simultaneously, but Durga slew all of them with unparalleled fearlessness. And enraged, Mahishasura attacked Durga in the guise of a buffalo, but Durga bound him in the form of with ropes. Now, if you look at Durga, she's got a lion, sometimes a tiger as her abode, which is again very symbolic of Ishtar, Inanna, Sekhmet, Hathor, because she also comes with a bull. She comes with that, which is again according to connection to me, connection to my sun sign in Taurus, my rising sign as Leo. And that cross. And the way I see these men that are attacking her, these names, I fucking see this as these men that wanted to overcome, take over the planet, take over the world, and make women submit by creating the 3 Abrahamic faiths, okay? By getting her to submit. That is their trick, okay? They are in the Middle East, they are raping. But in North America, they want you to submit willingly with their little tricks, right? A man will try to trick you. But Durga bound him in the form with ropes. The buffalo then morphed into a lion and leaped on Durga. So he's trying to absorb her power. He's trying to absorb her energy field so that he can become her, so that he can outdo her. So this is an interpretation of men trying to become women's power, because woman has a womb. She can give birth to energy. She can give birth to creation. She can give birth to projects. Okay, men can do that too, yes. But when he has a woman that he is having a sexual kinetic relationship with, he is absorbing that power from her through orgasm, through sexuality, so on and so forth. But she beheaded it with her sword. At this, Mahishasura began to fight with his sword. Durga pinned him down with a torrent of arrows. Mahishasura assumed the form of a giant elephant and tugged at Durga's mount, itself a lion. Durga looped off the trunk of the elephant with her sword and freed her lion. The elephant turned into a buffalo and charged at Durga. Durga flung her trident and beheaded Mahishasura, finally killing him. These are all the list of her weapons: the chakra, the conch. Now listen, the chakra. When a man sleeps with a woman, when a woman is a virgin, when a woman is married to another man, when a child is being raped, when a woman is being taken out of her home and she's being raped, whether she's married or not, whether she's a virgin or not, the man absorbs her chakra field, her electromagnetic field, into his electromagnetic field. This goes also back to the sexual sex magic. This goes back to the Hirosgamos. This goes back to the fertility of the high priestess and the high priest. Bow and arrow, sword, spear, club, trident, thunderbolt, lotus. That's her. This is about her region. Her worship, excuse me. They're just telling where she's worshipped. So there you have it. Okay, now let's read Kali. Goddess of time, creation, destruction, and power. So she is the counterpart of Shiva. So this is a manifestation of energy. This is what this all is. It's a Shakti. It's a power of energy. Doesn't mean that Shiva has 1,000,000 women. It can, but not really, because one woman, through sexuality, through sexual experience with her husband, through communication with her husband, is capable of giving birth to new energies and creating, especially as someone who is a shaman, who is a high priestess, just talking to her man is powerful enough to create a new field of energy. Okay? Now, according to other cultures, Roman, whatever, the father of time is masculine, and it's Saturn. Now, Kali is a female version of Saturn. So it's the same entity. It's the same energy field. But this is just an understanding that man and woman, through sexual and energetic communication, are capable of becoming one. Again, twin flame aspect. Becoming one and sharing that energy field, and so on and so forth. Okay? Kali is a Hindu goddess. The name Kali is derived from the Sanskrit kala, or time. In Armenian, kale means come, or walk, or go, depending on which area you're from and stuff, but she therefore represents time, change, power, creation, preservation, and destruction. Kali also means the black one, the feminine noun of the Sanskrit adjective kala. Now, when they say the black one, some of you may or may not get offended by this. One time, the very first time I ever spoke about Kali to the public, there was a black student. This was 2012. I was teaching about these Hindu gods. I was teaching about Tantra. I was teaching about Tantra, tantric philosophies, and how it's incorporated into yoga, and how it's connected to Shiva, Shakti, Kali, and all, so on and so forth. And some of them wanted to know about, the mantras, the connection to these gods and the goddesses, and they wanted to understand the philosophy behind it. Now, I'm pretty well aware of this stuff because I have immersed myself with it, okay? I feel so much more of a connection to this than any religion, okay? So, let me tell you, these Hindu goddesses have saved my life. But anyways, because she's revered as the black one, this guy was so offended, this black guy, and because she's associated with destruction, and then you see these pictures of her cutting heads off, he got so fucking offended that he called me a racist, and he said that I deserved to burn in hell. Okay? So he had never known anything about these goddesses. He knew nothing. He came from a Jehovah's Witness but he walked in there because he wanted to learn. I don't know why he was there, but he lashed out, he freaked out, he told me to go fuck myself, so on and so forth. Okay? And it's not important because anybody who talks that way was removed, whatever. But the point is, when they say somebody is white or something is black, it's not a physical form. Do you understand me? This does not necessarily mean this is a black woman, this is a black man, and that all black people are black magic, and all white people are white magic. That means nothing. Okay? It means you're uneducated. The black goddess, the black one, what that means is, it is the blackness in the chaotic, this universe, there's a vast amount of this universe that men are not able to fully grasp, fully understand, and science has not been able to experience it as a whole as of yet. Because this universe is so much more black than it is full of stars and full of planets, okay? That blackness is the unknown. It is change. It is an energy. It is the black hole. It is not knowingness. It is chaos. It doesn't mean that it's a physical culture. It doesn't mean it's a physical person. It's not like I wrote this anyways. It's me sharing insight and illumination of ancestral understanding of things. Do you understand? Okay. The feminine noun of the Sanskrit adjective Kala. Kali's earliest appearance is that of a destroyer and principally of evil forces. Again, this is why he got offended. He took it as a complete different, instead of listening, he just really lashed out. You know what I mean? She is worshipped by devotional movements in tantric sects variously as the divine mother, mother of the universe, Adishakti or Adi Parashakti. Shakta Hindu sects and Shakta tantric beliefs additionally worship her as the ultimate reality or Brahman. And what that means is reality, because reality, patterns, time, change, people think they know everything, and then once they hit a certain level, all of a sudden everything changes. Things get destroyed. People in their life are taken away. Money is taken away. They thought they have everything. They thought they were, but now it's being removed. So this is the ultimate reality, that there's only two. What's that saying that goes, there's only one or there's only two? There's a word. That your death and death is, that's like one or two things that is destined, that humans will never live forever, and death is one of the most permanent things in that you'll never be able to change it. Life and death, nobody can change it. We're all destined to die eventually, although we'll come back, but we're still destined to die. Hence why they're saying, it's being said right now, that it is the ultimate reality. She is also seen as a divine protector and the one who bestows moksha or liberation. Moksha is that, that spiritual liberation. Kali is the first of the 10 Maha Vidas or manifestations of the great goddess. So when I was in that mystery school and I was shown that I have 10 faces of a goddess, and I was literally shown all of them, and then I read this, I was like, oh shit, that's what that fucking was. You know what I mean? Or ultimate reality. She's often portrayed standing or dancing on her consort, the Hindu god Shiva. Okay, so let's go back to that ultimate reality. The ultimate reality is women go through menstrual cycles. Women go through changes in their body. They go through, and that in return changes their mind, changes their emotions. Hence why women are multifaceted, because of those changes. With men, you give them food, you give them sex, they're happy. But with women are complicated, because, they go through menstruation, that makes them bloated, that makes them feel less beautiful, so on and so forth. They get grumpy, they get moody, Men can feel moody and stuff too, don't get me wrong. But, you know, ovaries are complicated. You know, menstruation is complicated. Who lies calm and prostrate beneath her. So this goes back to Samael and Lilith. Okay? Adam, going back to the Abrahamic religions, condemned Lilith and condemned Eve to submit to him. He particularly condemned Lilith so that he lay beneath her during sex, which I don't know what man would ever complain about anyways. Men love that position. But I take that as a metaphorical sense that he meant lay beneath me means you are below me. Doesn't necessarily mean it was a sexual thing. But this goes back to Samael and Lilith versus Adam and Eve. Because, and it can also go back to races too. Because there are certain cultures out there that try to make women submit to them. Or certain religions. And then there's certain things, cultures and religions, or occultism, or whatever you want to call it, realities, philosophies, that are linked to this. Because look at Shiva, and look at this, Shiva and Kali. Shiva who lies calm and prostrate beneath her. So this is connected to Samael and Lilith. Again, I'm not saying what is right, what is wrong. I'm just saying this is a form of understanding. It's a form of awakening of what these cultures and these religions have equated and changed and moved. And okay. Kali is worshipped by the Hindus throughout India, but particularly Bengal, Assam, Kashmir, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, along with Nepal and Sri Lanka. Kali is the feminine form of Kalam, black, dark colored. Kali also shares the meaning of time, one who is time, or the fullness of time, with the masculine noun Kala, and by extension, time as that which brings all things to life or end. Going back to Armenia, life and death. Going back to Inanna, Ishtar, the underworld, being raped. So I take this as the other cultures, the other nationalities, the other ethnicities that are wanting to be part of these things, these cultures, these religions, these other women, such as Lilith. Like, this is not my terminology, but I'm trying to get you to understand everything. If this makes any fucking sense. Okay? To you. Because I have a lot of knowledge, but I don't share it with most of you because every time I've done it in the last 5 to 10 years, nobody fucking understands me. Okay, well, you guys are coming to awareness now, even though it may appear like I'm coming to this awareness now, I'm not. I've known this knowledge for years. But every time I've ever opened my mouth, nobody would get it. Okay? Time, as that which brings all things to life or end. Other names include Kalaratri, the night of death, or night of destruction, and Kalika, the black one. Which goes back to Adam and Lilith. If you do not, and those 3 angels that appeared to her after she fled from the Garden of Eden. The 3 angels with the 3 S. They all start with the letter S. They said, if you do not return to Adam, we will kill 1,000 of your babies, your children a day. Look what's happening in the Middle East. Because they want women to submit. They want Lilith to submit. Apparently Lilith is a demon. She's not a demon. She's just a strong woman. That's it. And they don't like it. They don't like strong women. Only in sex do they like strong women. If a woman is very strong in sex, she's capable of creating a very strong energetic force around you in your life. And you will go crazy. And you can die. There have been men who have literally died from these things. You'll never see it on the news because nobody has been able to logically fucking understand it. Okay, because it can happen as a drug overdose, alcohol overdose, a car accident, anything like that. Heart attack, a disease. If a woman is very strong in sex, she's capable of creating a very strong energetic force around you in your life, and you will go crazy, and you can die. There have been men who have literally died from these things. You'll never see it on the news because nobody has been able to logically fucking understand it. Okay, because it can happen as a drug overdose, alcohol overdose, a car accident, anything like that. Heart attack, a disease. Oh, then it says, which depending on context can mean death. Is distinct from Kala Black but became associated with da-da-da-da-da. This association is seen as a passage depicting a female figure who carries away the spirits of slain warriors and animals. She is called Kalaratri, which Thomas Coburn, a historian of Sanskrit goddess literature, translates as night of death. And also Kali, which as Coburn notes can be read here either as a proper name or a description, the black one. Kali is also the feminine form of Kala, an eponymous Shiva and this consort of Shiva. I don't have to read all this. If you're interested, all you have to do is fucking look it up. Okay? Look it up. Figure it out. Study it on your own. I have had to experience this in life first. And then I've found the documents. Like, this is nothing new for me, guys. I've been experiencing this stuff since I was a little child. This is her yantra. Which, like I said, you know, the inverted star, the inverted pentacle, and the pyramid inverted, makes much more sense to me because I'm a female. My body's made up of feminine, like, okay, yeah, my energy is maybe more, it doesn't matter, man. It can get complicated in that sense, you know, but I have a female body. I go through periods, I can give birth, I have breasts, you know, my boobs get sore every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So, goddesses play an important role in the study and practice of Tantra yoga and are affirmed to be as central to discerning the nature of reality as are the male deities. Although Parvati is often said to be the recipient and student of Shiva's wisdom in the form of Tantras, it is Kali who seems to dominate much of the tantric iconography, texts, and rituals. In many sources, Kali is praised as the highest reality or greatest of all the deities. Now, man doesn't like to hear that. A man does not like to hear that a woman is higher. Because it's known to say that Saturn is the most powerful. Saturn is the dark night of the sun, this dark night of the soul, the counter aspect of the moon of the sun. You know what I mean? But when it comes in a physical form, man doesn't like it when it's a woman. But you cannot control if you're going to be born as a woman or a man. You may have been a woman in a past life, but now you're going to experience life as a male. You may have been a male who raped women, but now you're going to experience getting raped as a woman. If that makes sense. Different understandings, you know what I mean? This video is fucking 48 minutes, guys. Okay, I gotta stop talking. I swear a lot. I'm very sorry. But I'm not sorry. So, you know what I mean? It's great to be aware. You don't have to believe in these things, but it's very great to be aware of what's around us, what's around in our world, what's around in our culture, to understand why these things happen, where they're coming from, where they're stemming from, different cultures, different understandings, new creation of new cultures, the destruction of old ways, why they do it, how it's being done, and how to change it. Because if you're someone who's righteous, you will do everything in your power to change it by understanding how to change yourself. Because we are aspects of this universal reality in a physical flesh, by changing ourselves, by knowing ourselves, by understanding ourselves, we are changing, understanding, knowing the universe. Okay? So, I'm going to leave it as that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will be getting back to all the emails that everybody's been sending me. Thank you so much. I love when you guys send me emails. Especially when you guys are sending me pictures of your lives. It's like the greatest feeling because it's that connectivity. If I haven't replied to you, I'm gonna get back to you. I also have a new website coming up. It's disregard my old email, heal@redithgoddess.com. Disregard the redithgoddess.com email. I have a new, if you're going to email me at redithgoddess@gmail.com. I'm still taking in readings. I've changed everything. I'm only charging for services, for readings, healings, and ceremonies. I'm only charging $25. Okay, guys? So that's my new price. I'm sticking to it. And you can book a reading with me at redithgoddess@gmail.com. And my new website, which is not finished at all, is redithgoddesstemple.com.